Welcome to Southern Miss TV. I'm McCormick.
And I'm Kyra Lampley.
The Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning's vote to mandate COVID-19 vaccinations affects Southern Miss faculty and staff.
Students create and run small businesses across campus.
Dr. Chris Croft discusses Southern Miss's decision to leave Conference USA.
All of this and more today on Southern Miss TV. The Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning voted to mandate COVID-19 vaccines for Mississippi's public universities' employees. As a result, faculty, staff, and student workers at USM are required to be fully vaccinated by December 8th. How are employees reacting in the wake of this announcement? Southern Miss reporter Garrett Grove has the story.
In late October, the Institutes of Higher Learning voted to require all public university employees in Mississippi to be fully vaccinated by December 8th. The IHL's change of policy stems from Executive Order 14042 from the Biden administration. The IHL directive affects all people who work for the University of Southern Mississippi, including student workers. In October, the USM Faculty Senate voted 33-5 to approve a vaccine mandate resolution. The proposed measure was not adopted by the university administration. For those like Welfare and Environment Committee Chair Bob Press, the new measure from the IHL does not go far enough.
I think most of the Faculty Senate would be happy to know that some additional people are going to be vaccinated on campus, but that's a small sliver compared to the very wide number of students that are here.
USM President Rodney Bennett explained in an email to faculty and staff that they have until November 24th to receive the final dose of the COVID vaccine, where they could lose their employment status at USM. A similar email was sent to student workers by Vice President for Student Affairs, D.D. Anderson. Sophomore Todd Coulter is a resident assistant in the Wilbur Hall dormitory on campus. Coulter believes that the controversy now surrounding the IHL decision among his fellow RAs and other student workers will subside.
Given that there are deadlines, yes, that makes people uneasy, but eventually, I feel like that's going to phase out and everything's going to be fine.
On the other side of campus, junior Ricky Marcellus works at the rock wall inside of the Pain Center. He believes that the new directive was needed.
I want things to go back to normal just as much as anyone else, and my view is that this isn't for me, this is for everyone else. I got vaccinated and I wear my mask for everyone else.
Oscar Coles is an international student currently pursuing his PhD in history at USM. Originally from the United Kingdom, he notices a distinct outlook on public health within the United States.
In a way, you could say we're more used to having a vaccine program, and there's not so much opposition to vaccines or health mandates, I'd say.
Instructions for record submission, as well as details regarding exemptions for medical, legal, work, and religious reasons can be accessed on USM's website. Reporting for SMTV, this is Garrett Grove.
All USM employees, including student workers, are required to submit their vaccination records by December 3rd. Pfizer vaccines can be received on campus through the Moffitt Health Center. You can make your appointment by visiting Moffitt Health Center's webpage at usm.edu.
What do Facebook, Insomnia Cookies, and Def Jam Records have in common? They're all successful businesses founded by innovative university students. Many small businesses sprout from ideas formed by thousands of university students, including Southern Miss students. One student, Ziani Furge, uses her photography skills to make money around the campus and around the Hattiesburg area, and the business has helped her grow as a person.
The biggest benefit is that it has helped me grow. Like, I really see myself expand. Like, if you would have seen me a year ago, I wouldn't be so outspoken. I wouldn't be, trying to get myself out there more, being a go-getter. And so, yeah, I think that's the biggest benefit that I've seen so far.
Southern Miss students have followed the trend from styling clothes to selling lashes to working the camera.
When we return, Dr. Chris Croft discusses Southern Miss's decision to leave Conference USA and join the Sun Belt.
And the Lucky Day Scholar organizes a charity drive for Edwards Street Fellowship Center. All of this and more after the break.
Rogers Family Pharmacy believes in encouraging kids to see the extraordinary in the ordinary, the possible in the impossible. Because sometimes a toy broom isn't a toy at all. It's a rocket ship to the moon.
Melissa and Doug Toys are the #1 parent-recommended brand for learning. Come see us today for your child's perfect holiday gift. Happy holidays from all of us at Rogers Family Pharmacy, where we treat you like family.
Innovation transforms the world, turning the status quo upside down. Innovation created a healthcare system that not only improves the lives of veterans, it transforms the lives of healthcare professionals with unique opportunities to work with industry thought leaders while serving our nation's heroes. The Department of Veterans Affairs, where innovation ensures those who served our nation are served by the very best. See how a career at VA can transform your future.
Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Southern Miss Athletics announced its decision to leave Conference USA on October 26th. The announcement left many fans wondering how the switch to the Sun Belt Conference will affect the athletics program and the university as a whole. SM2 Sports Director Austin Lindsay sat down with Dr. Chris Croft, an assistant professor in the School of Marketing, to discuss the implications of the decision.
Welcome back to Southern Miss TV. I'm Austin Lindsay, and I'm here with Dr. Chris Croft, an assistant professor in the School of Marketing. It is a pleasure to have you on, sir.
Thank you, Austin. Very glad to be here.
Very glad to have you on, as I said before. What is your role here at the university, and how have you impacted the program at School of Marketing?
Yeah, no, again, thanks for having me. I'm an assistant professor currently in sport management. We're in the School of Marketing, which is in the College of Business and Economic Development. Starting my 5th year from transitioning over from athletics and basketball, but involved in all the day-to-day teaching of sport management classes, research and service, and just trying to bring real-life experiences to our students.
Southern Miss has had a huge big move to the Sun Belt Conference. Just tell me, what has this move provided for the program here at Southern Miss?
Yeah, obviously huge changes. I don't think fans or students and faculty staff realize once you make a conference change, you're really making a 20-year decision probably. And to get a chance to go to the Sun Belt Conference was a very, very huge by Jeremy McClain, our Director of Athletics. Obviously provides some stability, which is very important right now in the conference changeover and everything. We really kind of fit that blueprint geographically where those schools are. We're able to connect Louisiana and Alabama, those states there, and actually we're going to have closer opponents. So if you count Arkansas State, which is about 5.5 hours away, you're going to have 5 teams that are within driving distance, including Troy, South Alabama, Lafayette, and Louisiana Monroe, where in Conference USA you just had UAB and La Tech. So I think it'll cut down on team travel. You'll save some money there. But I think it's going to be very rewarding for fans and students where they can travel to some away games to support the Golden Eagles.
Just cover that. You talked about traveling expenses and how huge of an impact that is, just cutting back on expenses. With the traveling expenses, how hard and tough was it just to travel from UTEP to Marshall to Old Dominion, some of these bigger schools and further destinations? Just cover that.
Very difficult. You know, Conference USA spread over 3 different time zones, obviously Eastern, Central, and Mountain, and very, very spread out. So obviously you have to fly most places. Anytime, as we know from personal experience, you can get on an airline, it's a lot more expensive than get in a car. And then I think people sometimes forget is it's not just the football and men's and women's basketball teams traveling, but it's the volleyball, it's the soccer, it's the tennis, it's the golf, it's the track. You got all the sports that we have, 17 sports traveling. So those are very, very expensive trips where if you can bus, it's going to be cheaper and more affordable. So I think that's a huge benefit, obviously, and just the wear and tear of the league. I actually coached at UTEP in the past, and I remember we traveled to Marshall. It's a long day just to get there, and then you turn around and play in the next day. Southern Miss, you know, when we're going to UTEP or Old Dominion or even to the FIU and FAU, long days. So that travel takes its toll. You have flight delays, you have problems losing baggage and all that stuff, and you're going to have to play the next day. So anytime you can play closer, that's more ideal for your coaches and student athletes.
Correct. You spoke on geographically and economically. What are some other reasons that this move made sense to join the Sun Belt?
Well, I think the biggest reason, Austin, is just the stability. Obviously, I think a lot of rumors were out there. You know, Texas and Oklahoma started the whole movement going to the SEC, and then it's kind of a pecking order going down to the American Athletic Conference on. And a lot of people thought UAB and Charlotte would make the move to the AAC because they're bigger cities, but I don't think anybody expected North Texas, UTSA, FAU, and Rice to go, and so that really took a shot at Conference USA and how many teams they had. And so obviously there were some discussions with the American Athletic and the Sun Belt for Southern Miss, but once you lost those 6 teams, you have to have 8 teams in the league to be able to continue forward for your automatic qualifier in basketball. You really need 10 in football to make sure on your scheduling. So I think when you had those additional 4 teams leave, it was a no-brainer for Southern Miss to make the jump, because you're going into a more stable league that's adding teams instead of Conference USA, unfortunately, which is losing teams.
Yes. Also, coverage as sports and other sports in general. Football is the big money maker, we know. Also basketball, but just talk about other smaller sports, so to speak, like soccer, like volleyball. How big of a move is that for those programs also?
Huge for them. We know football drives all the impact and conference changes. Obviously men's basketball, those are the 2 main revenue, but those other sports are very, very important. Those student athletes, female and male, deserve the same opportunities to compete and be successful, but the team travel expenses really add to those budgets. So by going to the Sun Belt, where you have a lot of closer teams you can bus to, you're going to really reduce that team travel. That money that Southern Miss Athletics has been using for that can now be used for something else, maybe to enhance experiences for student athletes. So it's a win-win there. Obviously, it's easier for fans to get to games as students, and take someone who's from the area in Mississippi who signs at Southern Miss. Their family's now able to drive instead of fly to see 5 games, and so they're going to get a chance to be around them and help them experience that student athlete life better.
That's truly a huge plus for the athletes around the area and in other places also. Now, last but not least, what has been Conference USA's biggest demise?
Loaded question there. A lot of things come into play. It's a top-down deal. So the SEC made the move, then American Athletic, then it went to Conference USA Sun Belt. Now you're seeing the FCS teams move. I don't know if there's anything that you can always do better. The American dream is, if you can find something better for you, you should do it. And so think about Texas and Oklahoma. They're really 2 of the top teams in the Big 12. They make the decision to align with the SEC, maybe because of the SEC network and some other opportunities. You want to be the best, you play the best. So every school has to make that decision. Unfortunately, Conference USA, and I was here back when it was put together before, it was kind of a basketball league. Then they tried to transition to make it a football league. Everybody was chasing that other Power 5 status, which you really weren't going to get to. They're not going to let you in. And so you just had a misfit of teams put together from each coast. I mean, a lot of fans don't realize Louisville in the ACC and TCU and the Big 12 used to be members in the league. And so you've seen a lot of teams come in the league to use it as a transition to go to another league. You can't fault them because they had a chance to better their situation. So, but anytime you get a league really spread out geographically, you got a lot of team travel expenses, and unfortunately for Conference USA, they weren't able to capitalize on the TV money to help keep everybody happy. And so when you don't have that and you have the high team travel expenses, you have a lot of unhappy schools. And now look at it, the 6 left, we left, then it's followed by Old Dominion, left by Marshall. You've had just a mass exodus of teams. So that didn't happen overnight. That had been brewing.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Dr. Chris Croft. This has been Austin Lindsay with Dr. Chris Croft. Back to you in the studio.
Southern Miss will join the Sun Belt Conference in July of 2023, so next year's season will not be significantly affected by the decision.
Coffee-filled mugs, music filled the air at the Lucky Day Citizenship Hall on October 18th as Southern Miss distance runner Lena May hosted a fundraiser for Edward Street Fellowship Center. Southern Miss TV reporter Austin Lindsay has the story.
This is Austin Lindsay with Southern Miss TV as I am here on site at Lucky Day Hall, where a student athlete here on campus is hosting a live event with coffee and local artists.
It was super fun. So it was for my senior project, so that was my biggest motivation, but I mean, no, it was so fun. So it was a concert it was just an acoustic show, and I partnered with Lucky Day, which is a community service-based organization on campus, and they have this little coffee shop room on campus. So, and then with that, I also partnered with Edward Street Fellowship Center, which is a great local nonprofit here. And so it was like free admission, come to the concert, just acoustic, hang out, chill, grab a coffee, and then we just asked if you bought a coffee to donate to Edward Street Fellowship Center. And it turned out great. It was super fun. I think everyone enjoyed it.
Well, I'm in MEA 490, and my teacher, Dr. Sheffer, had mentioned this event, and I came because it sounded nice, and yeah.
She did explain that she had a school project, and they thought that it might be difficult to pull this off on campus because of certain restrictions or rules that they have to follow. But after speaking to the Lucky Day chairman, it turned into a great fundraiser for a great organization, Edward Street Fellowship Center.
I mean, Lena is incredible, you know, like with everything that she does. And so when she told us about Edward Street and like what she was doing for a project, we were like, of course we'll do this for you.
We always like kind of played together, you know, just playing music together. But we wrote our first song probably 2.5 years ago. You know, as the night went on, it was just really fun to just kind of get up there, like play music like nobody was around, and kind of just hang out with the crowd pretty much. So it was fun, really good time.
I am here for like just the vibes of it, and it has really nice and pleasant vibes. It's very chill. I just like the whole atmosphere of it. Very calming, soothing. So yeah, it's a really nice event. Just seeing her like in this element, she's very professional, and it seems like she really knows what she was doing. So I am proud of her in that aspect.
I'm really proud of her for seeking something that we thought was a very good cause and very good organization to try to benefit.
This is Austin Lindsay reporting from Lucky Day Hall with Southern Miss TV. Drink up.
In addition to her successful fundraiser, Lena May also finished 4th in the CUSA Cross Country Championships this weekend. If you're interested in donating to the Edward Street Fellowship Center, visit their Facebook page. After the break, Austin Lindsay covers everything Golden Eagle football, soccer, and basketball in the SMTV Sports Recap.
And Alicia Powell has all the Hattiesburg happenings in the community calendar.
We've got the news you need on Southern Miss TV.
At Southern Miss Student Media, our mission is to shape the future of our students. If you're good at what you do, you can work anywhere. If you're the best at what you can do, you can move mountains. Southern Miss offers you a degree. Southern Miss Student Media offers you experience. With a combination, you're undefeated. Join us at Southern Miss Student Media, and together we will lead you to a lasting career. Visit the Student Media Center today, College Hall 301.
The Golden Eagles had an exciting week in football, soccer, and basketball.
And Austin Lindsay is here to report it all in the SMTV Sports Recap. How's it going, Austin?
It's going great, Kyra. I'm Austin Lindsay. Welcome back to SMTV Sports Recap. Coming off of a bye week with hopes to end their 5-game losing streak, the Golden Eagles traveled to Murfreesboro, Tennessee to take on the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee.
Though getting on the board first, the game would hit a complete 180 for the Golden Eagles in the first half. The Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee would score 21 unanswered points in the first half, leading to a dominant 35-10 win. The Blue Raiders would force 5 turnovers and 1 key punt block, return for a scoop and score by Trey Ellen late in the first. Coach Will Hall spoke on the tough loss.
Do everything right to have a chance, and you know, we gave up a punt block for a touchdown, a fumble, scoop and score for a touchdown, and a pick for a touchdown. You take those away, it's 14-10. We drop a pass that would have been a touchdown over the middle. We dropped another pass that would have been about a 40 or 50 yard gain. You know, we had 17 first downs in the first half. I mean, like, that's like what Ohio State and Oklahoma do, and we only scored 7 points. We just really struggle to create any explosion on our own.
The Golden Eagles now go to 1-7, losing 6 straight as they go home at the Rock to face North Texas this weekend.
The Golden Eagles had lots of negatives from Saturday's afternoon match as 4 QBs took a snap from under center, which has allowed all 7 QBs on the roster to take a snap from under center this year. A positive takeaway though, Southern Miss defense had 4 takeaways, allowing only 14 offensive points. Also, Jason Brownlee took a career high in receiving yards with 9 receptions and 120 yards. Southern Miss Soccer hosted its final game of the season this Thursday as the squad aimed to grasp its first CUSA West Division title against UTSA. SM2 news editor Charlie Luttrell was at the soccer complex to view a historic night for Southern Miss Soccer.
Southern Miss Soccer knew before its matchup against UTSA, all it needed was a win or tie to secure the division title for the first time in program history. These were the final seconds after a hard-fought 110 minutes as Southern Miss tied against UTSA 1-1 to be crowned division champs. Senior goalkeeper Kendall Minnick shone in her final home game, recording 9 saves.
I'm coming. These past 5 years that I've been here, I've came once to getting the opportunity to even just winning conference tournament, but this is the first time ever that we've been regular season West Division Championship.
Minnick and the other seniors' leadership has shown throughout the season and has inspired the team to push past its loss in the semifinals just last spring.
The seniors this year, me, Ariel, Macy, Lisi, all came back because we care so much about this program. We wanted it so bad, and I know for me at least, I've put so much of my heart and soul into this program, and I just wanted to see it do well, and I want the freshmen, the newcomers, the transfers that come in to just know how much I care, and I want to blend that into them and know that our culture matters here and we just want to win championships.
And of the 11 freshmen on the team, Ilana Izquierdo led the team this season in goals and fittingly scored the goal that would give the Golden Eagles the tie they needed.
Well, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for the team. I think it has been like a really good season. We have been working so hard and we just showed what we have. We have a really good team, really good players, and really good people here. So I'm so happy to be part of this program. I'm so happy to share in the field with them.
With the tie, the Golden Eagles earn a bye as the #1 seed in this USA tournament, which will be held in Boca Raton, Florida. Southern Miss will face the winner of Charlotte versus FAU on November 3rd at 7 p.m. This has been Charlie Luttrell for SMTV.
On Monday, freshman Ilana Izquierdo would be named Conference USA Freshman of the Year. Basketball season is finally here, and Southern Miss men's and women's basketball are gearing up for a great season. I had the opportunity to attend the ladies basketball first expedition game of the season and see how the teams are preparing for their success.
Always a slight chill in the air that lets us know that basketball season is upon us. You simply may grab an extra layer of clothing or hot cocoa. Hear how men's and women's Golden Eagles basketball are preparing for that chill.
We probably pressed more than any other team in the league last year. We'll press more than that this year because now we just have more athletes. We've got longer, quicker, faster guys and that's the way we really want to play. So that y'all can kind of see where we're headed.
2 young stars from the men's and women's side, and Jerron Pierre and Malia Grayson, are primed for a special year. Hear about them from their coaches.
Is look at groups together, because that's what's important, is having groups together and seeing who works well together. Because, you know, sometimes it may not be the best 5, but it may be the best 5 that plays together. And honestly, we're still trying to figure that out.
She's really improved on her jump hook on the block, but at the same time,
Her passing ability has really, really gotten better, and she just has a great feel for the game.
Being named CUSA Freshman of the Year, Coach McNelis is looking for Malia Grayson to fill some huge shoes this season.
Much more polished now, passing the basketball. He just understands the game's beginning to slow down.
Returning for his second season, also, Jerron spoke on his adjustment from point guard to playing off ball.
Yeah, it slowed down a lot now. Because on ball was more fast paced. So I had to get to this spot, that spot. I still got to get to spots, but get to my spots and make shots and make plays. That's the whole game right there.
Both Golden Eagles squads start their regular season November the 9th. The ladies at 11 a.m. and the men at 7 p.m. against William Carey at the Reed Green Coliseum.
Ladies basketball won its first expedition game 109-18 versus Southeastern Baptist this past Tuesday. Men's basketball will also host its first expedition November the 4th against Delta State University. Back to you, Kyra.
Thanks, Austin.
Now let's see what events are happening around the Hattiesburg area with Alicia Powell. What's on the community calendar, Alicia?
The community calendar is packed, Darius. There's ton to do this week around Hattiesburg, especially on USM's campus. First off, the Medical Encounter series presents From the Rise of Modern Medicine to COVID-19 at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, November 10th. This virtual panel explores the rise of modern medicine as context for the COVID-19 pandemic. The event is free and open to the public, but registration is required. You can register and find more information at usmmedicalencounters.hcommons.org. Curious George celebrates his 80th birthday with the University Libraries on Friday, November 12th at 4 p.m. The event will be held in the Southern Wing Company courtyard, and attendees can meet and take pictures with the birthday boy, or rather birthday monkey. Enjoy refreshments and music while partying with one of children's literature's most beloved characters. Find more information at usm.edu/event. The Hattiesburg Arts Council will host its drum circle at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, November 9th. The event is held in downtown Hattiesburg at the Juke, and it is free and open to the public. While no experience or equipment is required to participate, the Arts Council encourages attendees to bring outdoor chairs. For more information, visit the Hattiesburg City Council Facebook page. Back to you, Adarius.
Did you know it was Curious George's birthday?
When was his birthday?
I think it's today. I think he like 80. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, huh?
I mean, a little interesting. But anyway, thanks for joining us today. I'm Adarius McCormick.
And I'm Kyra Lampley. We'll see you on next week's Southern Miss TV.
At Southern Miss Student Media, our mission is to shape the future of our students. If you're good at what you do, you can work anywhere. If you're the best at what you can do, you can move mountains. Southern Miss offers you a degree. Southern Miss Student Media offers you experience. With a combination, you're undefeated. Join us at Southern Miss Student Media, and together we will lead you to a lasting career. Visit the Student Media Center today. College Hall 301.
In America, millions of people, including children, are facing hunger. I only have $10 in my checking account, but it will be okay. I at least have food because of this pantry. Donna from Washington. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Donna. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.